Mark, starting off with the weekend, a good point on the road, would you say?
I think when you consider that Slough are 19 games unbeaten at home, it's a good point for us on a... Let's face it, the pitch is a real leveller. It's a real difficult surface and really difficult to gauge the bounce of the ball. We look really solid. We had one or two bits and pieces, couldn't manage to get that goal. But, like I say, on the road at Slough's a good point.
And the morning of the game, you brought in an extra player with Clark. How did you reckon the two debutantes got on, especially with Brooke and Genesee playing down that right side that you've had a bit of a problem with in recent weeks?
Yeah, I thought they did great. I thought Brooklyn looked energetic, quick, bright, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to give the lads a lift, and by bringing in a couple of players that would give us that spark. And the big fella up top looks like he's he's got real potential.
And last week you were saying about if there's anyone coming into the team, you want them because they want to play for Yeovil. Going back to that sort of point that you made with Charlie Cooper, rightly so, am I thinking that you're a bit sceptical of him on the weekend playing, but he said he wants to play because he just wants to play. Is that more of that sort of role model that you want in the team?
I think you always want boys that are desperate to play. He was desperate to play, probably shouldn't have, but tablets, strap in, and just get through the game and then try and rest up again afterwards. But we can only have boys in the team that are desperate to play for us. And you look at the signings we made. Brooklyn's from Yeovil. We speak about trying to get the recruitment as local as we can. And the big fella from Reading was desperate to come and play some games. So that's what we need, and we're going to try and keep that spirit.
I just want to know, do you sort of enjoy these nitty-gritty games where you're trying to scratch for that 3 points or trying to nick the sort of late equaliser? You've had a few this season with Morgan Williams at Bath, etc. Do you enjoy these?
Not really. I'd love to be 4-0 up with 10 minutes to go and just relaxing, thinking about my Sunday dinner. Yeah. But football's not like that, is it? At this moment, people will be talking about probably, and it's the press's job is to make everything, to build a negative narrative. That's their job, because that gets headlines, it gets people, what's going on at Yeovil? But I think if you look on the bigger picture, Leicester were 12 points clear 6 weeks ago. They're now behind Leeds United. Wrexham was second in the league and have won 3 in 12. Chesterfield had a chance to win the league last night, conceded 4 goals. So it's about putting things into perspective for me. And my job, I think my biggest job now is to fill the players with confidence, because it'd be easy for us and the fans to berate the players, berate me, the staff, what you're doing, where we're trying our socks off, and it's not easy to win a league. Ask Leicester. Ask the teams at the top of these leagues. It's not easy because, and I say this in every interview, every team is desperate to beat Yeovil at this level. Desperate. Every manager interview you listen to, free hit, no pressure on us. So these players have done tremendous, and my job now is to get Jordan Young backfiring, to get Sam Pearson backfiring, to get Frank back on the goal trail, and to fill them with the confidence and the trust and the love that we have in them. It'd be, like I said, it'd be easy for us to sit here and talk about everything negative, but from our side, it's positive, and we have 7 games left, and we know what we've got to do.
See, it's weird you said that, because the next question I was actually going to ask, I've got it written down here, is, as a manager yourself, are you proud of, sort of, personally, for you, getting relegated with the team and then having that sort of courage to then bounce back and that much confidence and then go again, being 7 points clear at the top with a game in hand? So, if you yourself, are you proud?
I'm never proud of, that's the first relegation on my CV. But I think if you ask for all of us, I think there's mitigating factors that negate. Is that really on us, that one last year? Because I don't really want to talk about last year, but we were 7 points clear of relegation when we beat Eastleigh. The stewards came in, signed a load of players, and we ended up getting relegated out of sight and never won another game. So I think there's mitigating factors for that one. This year, it's all on the players. And the reason being is what I've mentioned before. Every week, it's like they're playing against, at this level, a superhuman effort because the opposition are desperate. One, so that they play that well, I got to tell you what, we're interested in you. Or they get themselves another move. But that desire to beat you over, which is right, I'd be the same if I was a player or a manager on the other team. But we have to deal with it, or the players have to deal with that every week. And I think the supporters understand that. And what we've got to make sure now is that the players and the fans keep that tremendous bond they've got between each other and the trust. And that's what will keep us going.
With the bond, like you were just saying, between the fans and the players, Morgan Williams in the week denied a call-up from England C team, and the comments are tremendous. You know, the fans are really proud that Morgan did such a thing. What was your thoughts as a manager of him doing that for the club?
Well, at the end of the day, it's Morgan's decision. Would we be snookered if we lost Morgan? Yeah. So, from a selfish point of view, I'm glad he didn't go. Would it be great for him to go and get a cap? Of course it will. But I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for him because he's such a good player. But he's desperate to get this done. But the message from us is we don't look any further than Saturday. And that's been my message and mantra throughout whatever run we've had. The next game. That's all it can be, because if you look, well, Chelmsford play them, and if we becomes far too just concentrate on what we can control, and that is getting a really good performance on Saturday. We can't control the result because there's other factors, but what we can control is the level of performance.
And on to Saturday, Braintree are now currently third. Sort of through the season, they sort of just keep shooting up and shoot up, higher up and higher up. Is this a game for you to sort of just shackles off, really, because there's another team up at the top of the table where you can go and express yourself as a team? What other teams at down the bottom of the league can come do to you at home?
It depends what Braintree do, but I must say they're one of the best teams we've played here. They didn't play like other teams do when they come here and change. They stuck to what they do. Full credit to Angelo and his team for that. They got a good team, got some good players. You see last week they signed Freddie Sears from who was at West Ham, and being at Colchester and Dagenham, tremendous player for this level. So they're a good team, and I'm hopeful. It's just two teams going to have a go at each other, and it's a really good game, a good spectacle, rather than last week's game, which wasn't a great spectacle, but we had to go and do something a little bit different to make sure we got something.
And for the Saturday game, is it sort of a little bit of a freshen up squad, or is it sort of just a kick up the backside and say, come on, let's start playing for Yeovil Town sort of thing?
Nah, there is none of that. They've played for Yeovil Town all season. Like I say, we lost 2 games here. But I go back to Leicester, Wrexham, Chesterfield. You can go through every year, teams that at the top of the league, it gets hard. It gets hard, and you've just got to get it done. And for us, it'll be the same message. We haven't changed any message to any player or how we play in any game this season apart from last Saturday. Where if anybody watched the game, say we did shot, but we went a bit more direct because of the pitch, let's get something. If we can get 3 points, brilliant, but we make sure we get a result. And that's the only time this season we've changed the message. Before that, it has been, let's go and attack, let's Jordan Young, whoever it is, and we go and play and we do our stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, and we have to look at it like that.
And I feel like this is going to be another question for the next coming weeks, up until the end of the season, with injuries. How are you looking for injuries? You know, you've got 5 players out at the moment. How are they looking, especially Alex Whittle? Is there any update on him? No
update yet, but we're hoping that he's got a really good chance for Saturday. But we're not a team, or I'm not a manager at the moment about injuries, because we've got a really good but a small squad. You know, very rarely have we got anybody missing out that's not on the bench. So we won't moan about injuries. We've recruited the players. Players get injured. When they're back, they'll be back. Until then, I can't really control that. I deal with that when it's the physio says to me, right, so-and-so's fit. So we just get on with Saturday and pick the best team I can.
Thank you, Mark. Best luck Saturday.
Thank you.
So Mark, obviously Braintree played midweek against our Southwest rivals. Did you have any eyes on the game, and what did you think of them?
Yeah, it's difficult when two teams have played each other the weekend before. So Weymouth Braintree Saturday, Braintree Weymouth Wednesday. Tuesday. I think it's always difficult. They were both really tight games. I've watched them both. I'm expecting a good game. Hopefully they're tired after that. I know they've had a bit of illness in the camp, but they've got some good players. They brought in Charlie Wakefield the other night, who Yeovil fans will know. So we're expecting a tough game.
With the somewhat indifferent form that we found ourselves in compared to Braintree, who have been unbeaten since New Year's Day, would you say that we're actually considered underdogs for the first time, perhaps even this season, considering that form? Does it suit you better to be considered an underdog?
Not really. I'm sure Braintree would say different, because we're at the top of the league. I think we're 12 points in front of them, so they'd probably say that we're the clear favourites. That's up for people like yourselves to debate whether who's favourite. All I know is that we have to go and try and win the game, whether we're odds on favourites, whatever you want to call it. We just got to try and win the game.
And looking ahead to Saturday as well, obviously Ollie Thomas dropped out from the starting 11 to missing the squad entirely on Saturday. Was that injury related, or was that just to try and get a spark in? And do you think he'll be back for Saturday and involved in the squad?
Yeah, so Ollie didn't train on Thursday, Friday with he's got growing. He's still only 18, and he's growing really rapidly. So it's affecting his knees. So we have to be careful with him. He's not our player. It was 3G as well, so he didn't train on Thursday and Friday. So it made sense for us to make sure that we didn't aggravate that.
And with this week as well being Marcus Stewart's March of the Day, which is a brilliant cause to be associated with, not only personally but also with the club as well. What are your thoughts on it, and sort of what impact does Marcus have around the club? And is there anything you can get the supporters perhaps involved in, donating, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm sure they can. It's the Derby Rimmer Foundation, isn't it? The MMD, and they can donate through that. Marcus is a tremendous character, a wonderful player. We all love him here. He's got such a kind, warm heart, and we'll be with him on the march. I've been chatting to him this morning about it. He's going up tonight. He's going to do part of the walk tomorrow. I think his wife is doing all of it. So fair play to Lou on that one. And it's a great cause. And he's a real inspiration for us and the players, the way he's kept his dignity in with all he's going through. Very humble, never mentions it, just gets on with it, and he keeps us all grounded.
Lovely. Good luck Saturday, Mark.
Thank you.